Hello everyone, it's Leigh here. Welcome back to my channel. So we're on day 13 of the July Junk Journal Challenge, which is something that I'm hosting during the weekdays of July. So that's the hashtag there, JJJC2025. So you can get that on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. So 3 places. Have a look, see what everyone's creating. The prompt for today is map. So day 13. I'm going to create a mixed media page, double spread today. So I want to cover this page with gesso just so I've got a nice foundation for everything else to go on it. I'm just going to cover over the binding stitches with some masking tape. The masking tape will get covered in gesso and everything else, and you won't be able to see that once it's finished. So I hope everybody is enjoying the challenge, checking out the playlist on that hashtag. So there's some wonderful work being created at the moment. So I've torn up some pieces of pages out of a book that have got a map on it. And then there's this printable, I think it might be Collage Soup, one that I liked. So I just like the subtle colours that are in this one. So I'm going to use matte gel medium to glue my pieces down. And that green spatula is exactly that, a green spatula. It's actually from the kitchen, so it makes a great matte gel medium spreader. Spreads lots of things actually. It's good for spreading paint. It's nice and soft, it doesn't damage any papers. So just arranging these papers on the page in just a random way, so no real pattern or design being put in here at the moment. I'm just making sure that I push that into the spine to the papers that are there, so they don't stretch and break. I like the colours that are on that printable. They're nice and subtle. You can see them, but they don't, they're not in your face, dark and bold. Now I'm going to cover the entire page with clear gesso. So this will seal in all those papers and make sure that they don't come up once I start applying paints and things on top. And I'm spreading that around with a catalyst wedge, so that's a silicone painting wedge, and it makes a really nice thin coat. A little bit of stamping here, so I'm using archival ink for this one. This is all just going to be background visual texture. I've got some different paints. So this is a chalk paint that I bought from Kmart. Unfortunately they don't sell it anymore, but I really like this green colour. I think it's called Sage. So I'm going to add some of that, and then there's a turquoisey colour as well. And then I have a salmon coloured acrylic paint, so I'll add a little bit of each one of those onto this page. So this is the salmon. I haven't got any water in my brush, so I'm dry brushing the paint on. And I'm actually loving the way those two colours look together. It's surprising. When I had them side by side on the desk, I didn't really think they looked that great, but yeah, I do think they are nice. So this is, yeah, it's another chalk paint, this one, but I can't remember what the colour is, so it is a sort of turquoise colour. So another good blend to go in there. So all those three colours, they look really nice together, so it's a good combination. Because it's only a thin coat, you can still see everything that's underneath. I have this little bit of a stencil that's got those shapes on it, so that's white gesso that I'm applying through the stencil. I'm using a plastic paint knife to get those marks on the page. And now just scraping some of the white gesso across the page just to use it up. I've got this lovely stencil that's got clocks on it and flowers, but I never seem to have much luck with this one. So what I've got on that little gel plate is some black gesso, and I'm just using a paintbrush to apply the stencil pattern onto the page. This one never really seems to work out for me for some reason. I'm not sure. I know my page underneath is a bit lumpy, but yeah, it always looks like that. So I wasn't happy with that and decided a bit later on that I would put some other paints over the top of it. There's still a little bit of paint left on the gel plate, so I'll try and get a few dots on there with the stencil and I end up painting some on instead, and then I also paint around the edge of the page. I added a little bit of water to the gel plate and made a sloppy black paint there and did a few spatters on the page. And this is where I'm going to try and fix up this mess that I've made on the other side here. I've got that lovely green chalk paint, but yeah, you can see what happens. It's still too wet to be adding extra stuff on there. So I just get a baby wipe and wipe most of it off, just so I've got a dry place to start from. And then apply some of the salmon coloured paint and then a bit of the green, and then I add some white gesso. And I think I disguised the big mess quite well in the end. I have this bird that's printed onto tissue paper, so I'm going to put that down just to take the focus away from the messy paint that's there. And then this lady is going to be my focal point, so she's going to live on the right hand page. I'm going to ink her up a bit, and then I've got some little scraps of map and book page. I'll just locate them around her just so she sort of blends into the background a little bit more. I'm using art glitter glue to paste my lady into place. She keeps wanting to pop up off the page though, so I've got to keep pushing her back down. Make her stick there. And I'm just using a little bit of paint here and there just to blend in some edges. Got the white gesso again. It's got actually a little bit of that green mixed into it. So bridging the two pages together, the two sides together with the white gesso. I'm just going in with that salmon paint now and putting a few salmon splatters on the page. Oh, I've done some writing on the page. Not all maps are created equal. Some will guide you, others will get you hopelessly lost. The best map brings you home. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comments section, and if you don't have time to leave a long comment, simply leave a heart or a smiley face. Consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Have a look at the playlist. There's some wonderful work there. So I'll be seeing you next time for Faded Photograph. That could almost be today's prompt too, couldn't it? So in the meantime, have fun in your crafting room. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!